Hey guys, it's Mario from WATL, and today I had the pleasure of speaking with Shane Shepard. I gotta confess to everyone today, Shane is such an awesome, patient, and kind guy. I interviewed him the first time, and we had such a great conversation, great insights. I've known Shane for a long time now. He's an amazing guy, and I didn't hit the record button. So what you're seeing here today is the second interview that I had with him. Super embarrassing, never made that mistake again. And I just want to publicly say, Shane, thank you so much for doing this again. Shane Shep is another one of the throwers that is falling into that category where I'm seeing a pattern. Let's see what he's got to say.
I line up with my right foot forward, my left foot back. I wouldn't say it's too big of a step between them, but definitely obviously more weight on my right foot. I'm a right-handed thrower, and I do something weird. It doesn't always do it every time when I throw, but it's going back to kind of my beer pong days. Sometimes when I throw the axe, I'll actually balance on my right foot while my left foot comes off the ground. So it's kind of like, like my left foot is, well, I'm getting closer to the target with my head.
His point is great. You want to get as close as you can to the target. And I think it's particularly valuable for anyone who also has any sort of height advantage. Again, there's very few things you can do in axe throwing that can give you an advantage. One is having an axe that has a full 4-inch coverage. That is the easiest, simplest thing to gain an advantage. The second thing is, how can you get closer to that bullseye? And Shane has figured that out, and he has perfected his throw in order to be able to do that.
If you ever watch me, I have a very long wingspan, and I use all of that wingspan to get as close as I can to the target. Plus I lean in, and then kind of with the just a little flick, I try to keep the axe. Actually, I have my axe here, but I try to keep my axe in my view all the time. So I do start with it out straight here. And I do come back probably to about here, and then it's just kind of a release. So the closer I can get to the target, obviously, the less stress I have to put on my body as to throwing it.
What Shane has found after trial and error and practicing is that his kill shots, he actually lines up completely differently than he does on the bullseyes.
So I line up with my right foot for bullseyes on the left edge of the outer bullseye, and I actually put my elbow and arm kind of a straight line, to the red center of the bullseye. It just helps me keep that straight line where I'm kind of flicking it and not throwing it super far back. It just helps me keep less mechanics in my throw, and I don't really have to think about it too much. I just kind of get up there, hold my axe up there, and I'm ready to go. It's almost taking the aiming out of the game. Some throwers will, stand with their head directly in the bullseye. In my opinion, when you do that, if the bullseye is in the front of your face, your axe is over here on the right. So you're going to have to throw across your body. And it just hasn't worked for me. It works for some throwers, just not me. And then for kills, I actually don't line up with the kill the same way. So I actually line up with my right foot now at the bullseye, and I throw kind of across my body. I know I'm contradicting myself as far as how I throw bullseyes, but especially for the left kill shot, I will throw a little bit across my body. It's just what I found to work.
Shane recommends that anyone that is struggling with accuracy get grip tape. Now, this is a really good grip tape. It's just kind of an example, but Shane will show you the grip tape that he likes to use.
So I have a grip tape on mine. I didn't start with the grip tape, but once I found and got used to the grip tape, it did help me with my accuracy. I'm not saying go out and get some grip tape, but if you're having trouble with consistency, grip tape or something might help you. So what I do is I actually tape it the same way every single time to the same point, and then I have these rings or so. So I always count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that every time that's where my thumb goes. My pointer finger, you can see it. They basically almost touch every time. And then I basically don't worry about the bottom 3. And the reason being is when my axe comes back, I actually kind of lift these up. And if you ever see pictures of me, that throw has taken or something like that, if they ever get an action shot, you'll actually see me. And all my power comes from these two, really, is with my elbow and just kind of letting it go forward with these two. And then these two bottom ones kind of They do come down. I don't know if they really help as far as, getting the rotation. I'm sure they do at some point, but I think they help more for kind of a little bit of stability. So kind of an open grip. I don't, do the like a Sam Carter. I know he kind of holds his axe pretty much just like this. So this is Philly Axe Co. by Vin Crescenzo, and he was the first one that sent it to me, and it was square. I'd always thrown rounded axes before, and I just like the square because I can rest my fingers on this ridge without them feeling uncomfortable, going kind of wanting to go around. So say on this, this is a little bit more rounded here, but I can't get the same, like my fingers kind of want to walk. So just kind of an open kind of flick grip, I guess is what you call it.
Now, of all the top throwers, I believe Shane is actually the only one that is using grip tape, and it works extremely well for him. And I don't think it'll hurt anyone to try that. Again, with axe throwing, you got to remember, you got to try what works for you. And this is what works for Shane. And if he's saying that, the grip tape has helped him get more accurate, you should try it out as well. He's been a competitive beer pong player for 15 years. He used to travel all across the country for it. And so let's hear what he's got to say about his experience with beer pong.
Yeah, so I played competitive beer pong for now 15 years. I used to travel the country and up into Canada with the same thing with axe throwing. It's actually, if you ever watched me throw a beer pong ball, it's the same throw as I have with my axe. It's kind of why I kind of jumped into axe throwing and got pretty good pretty quick, because it was the same kind of motion. I was used to those big shots. I used to get really mad if I would lose a match and kind of beat myself up and go back and practice and stuff. Through the years, you kind of learn that it's really out of your hands. It's either going to go in or it's not. It's either going to go in the bullseye or it's not. If you beat yourself up too much after a match that you lose, it's not good. Go up to that person, ask them what they are, what they do to calm themselves down, or if they have any tips, ask them about that grip.
Have fun. Don't worry about losing so much. Go talk to other people. Get tips, get advice from some of the top throwers, and you'll be surprised at how many people are out there wanting to help you.
For myself, when I started out axe throwing, I got, definitely nervous when I was the new fish. I chewed gum. It helped take my mind off of thinking, all right, I need to bring my axe back this much before I can release, or I need to be lined up this many centimeters or inches to the left or the right of the target. When the gum kind of didn't work, sing your favorite song, sing a song in your head, anything to take yourself out of thinking about that match. A lot of people think that you're playing your opponent next to you. Don't even look at them. Don't even pay attention to if they're hitting kill shots or bullseyes. You're not playing them, you're playing yourself, and you're playing the board. The ref is going to keep track of what throw it is, what the score is, and how many throws you have left. And they should let you know either in between every couple throws or every throw. So you don't even need to really think about that. Like, oh, I'm on throw 6 and I'm down 2 points. Maybe I should go kill shot now. Just try to minimize what you're thinking about during the match, except for hitting those bullseyes. Another thing that you'll watch a lot of people do, like myself, is when we pull our axes, I just kind of twirl my axe. When I twirl it, I just keeps it kind of loose a little bit, but also keeps my mind of doing, something like that. So I'm just kind of twirling it. My mind's, focusing on basically, holding the axe, not letting it drop. Then I'll get up, I'll find my mark, set up and throw.
Like other throwers, Shane is a prodigy child of Quaddle from the Quarantine Axe Throwing League. During Quaddle, he was practicing at least an hour a day, 3 to 4 times a week.
So I just started my waddle career actually at the 2019 US Open at Ironside, and I was a step thrower. Step throwing, I learned kind of wasn't the best way. I needed to adapt. So Quaddle is really where I started practicing, and I made the target much like other people during the pandemic. I didn't want to do too much. So I would say 2 days before the tournament, I'd probably do maybe like 2 hours of just practicing, going through boards, kill shots, bullseye. A lot of people think, oh, we're going to get to this, this big tournament and there's going to be no practice time. We're not going to be able to practice. And I need to cram everything in. It's not true. You don't want to overthrow. You don't want to get your shoulder, your elbow sore. Every tournament that I've ever been to, there is ample time to practice.
Don't overthrow before tournaments. If you overthrow, you're going to burn yourself out and you're not going to be able to get far and you're going to feel the exhaustion. And similar to what Ryan Smith said, Shane is telling you, throw at your own pace. Don't worry about the pace of the other player, because even if they're going fast, they got to wait for you. and you still have 10 seconds to set up and throw. And 10 seconds is a very long time.
You could literally, like, spin your axe a couple times, reset, and throw. A throw takes, I don't know, 0.2 seconds to get to a board. It's not like you're throwing a baseball from, the infield to home plate or something. A great example of this is Ironside a few weekends ago. Lucas Johnson was playing Sam Carter. Sam Carter kind of gets up there like I do. He's got his throw. He throws. Lucas, a good 3 to 4 seconds after Sam throws, he makes sure that he's set, and then he throws. Okay. If Sam walks over the line before Lucas throws, it's a fault on Sam. So, it's just take your time. So that's number one. Number two, if you miss the bullseye twice and you're down by 2 points and it's throw 4, don't get down on yourself. Okay, it's throw 4. You have 6 more throws to go. You never know what's going to happen. You can always hit that kill to get it. So just don't get down on yourself. I know it's hard to not think about, like, man, I got to make up the points and stuff like that. Sing your song, chew some gum, try and figure out what's going to go and what's going to keep you level-headed.
The final tips he gives are try different axes. See what works for you.
I say this, and I think it's something that you're probably going to be shocked to hear, but if you're not getting that consistent score, or you get a high score of like you're 64, but you're consistently around 50, just try different axes, try different lengths of handles, try different weights, borrow your buddy's axe. If you go up and ask anybody at a tournament, hey, can I try your axe? Okay, if it's a custom one that costs hundreds of dollars, probably not. But if it's like the new wattle axes that are coming out, or some other axe that, somebody will, just try it. You might like it. You might like their handle design, how short it is. Don't ever be okay with your axe, or your throw. Even in myself, I'm sure everybody, the world champion Ryan Smith, I'm sure everybody is always looking for ways to better themselves and be more consistent. So I have a 17-inch heavier axe with a plumb. I have an 18 axe. So this is another one. This is an Ace of Spades head. It's a little bit lighter. I have a couple different axes that I bring with me because every venue is different too. You might find that one throw is better at a different venue than another.
Again, I had a great pleasure speaking with Shane. Thank you everyone for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. We'll be producing a lot more great content coming from some of the world's top throwers. Thanks for watching, everyone.